Guys, it's Dami here from Clientele Boosters, and today I want to talk about building a mini community for a life coaching business, okay? So first of all, what's a mega community? Because a mini community is part of a mega community, and a mega community, as you guys already know, or if you don't know, is a group of high intent buyers, customers, clients, participants, fans that want to work with you and then the business. What do most people do in the life coaching industry? I've got a life coaching business. Hear me out. Here's what I do. Here's I'm gonna help you break free. Like, no one knows you, bro. Like, they gotta build a relationship with you, right? So people wanna work with people in the business and then the business, right? So what we focus on is making sure that that bridge is connected. And what a mini community does is it helps build the pillars for those bridges. So if you're driving on a bridge, a mini community is the pillars that are steeped into the ground that allows the bridge to function and be able to drive across safely. But if you're missing one bridge, the mega community will fail and the bridge will fall as well. Make sense? Love it. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I run an agency. It's called Clientele Boosters. It's right there. You see, I've been running it for nearly 5 years. I've helped multiple industries, from politicians, healthcare, NDIS, celebrities, Forbes members, coaches as well, back in the day particularly, a lot of hospitality, a lot of events, a lot of restaurants, right? Open spaces, you name it, I've probably done it, okay? Swimming pool companies, etc. But we're going to talk about coaching today. So, mini community, small C's, because it's a mini community, for coaching biz. Coaching biz. Alrighty, what do we want to call this biz? Let's call it Crown. No, that's a terrible name. What's wrong with me? Freedom. Let's call it Freedom. Freedom coaching. Right. And today, the mini community type we're going to be talking about today. Excellent. My favorite, sales. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the sales side of things. So, again, maybe I'm a traditionalist. I still think cold calling applies. I still cold call for my agency. And, we serve multiple clients across the world, but particularly in Asia Pacific. Okay, so I like cold calling, right? Now, here's what I would do. I would have cold calling. I'd have an appointment set up. I'd have remote set up. And I'm not going to get too deep into the remote setup and what that means, but I want us to focus on, I guess, the idea and the leverage that we're going to be creating, okay? Remote sales activities. If you want to learn more about remote sales, you can even click the link in the description. Like, there's free videos in the mega community build description. That's whatever. Remote sales, and I would get at least 100 calls a day. And this is me setting the bar low remotely. Very feasible. This is before we even include you, because some of you guys could be watching this at, 250K per month. Some of you could be watching this at 20K per month. Some of you could be watching this at 5 million a month. Some of you could be watching this at $0 per month. I'm just showing you the general kind of scope of things, okay? Remote sales, and you can do this offshore, so it's cheaper. So it's, I guess, small dollar. Cheap. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, but that should make sense to you guys, the viewer, okay? That's the first thing I would look at. The second thing I would do is cold email. Again, appointment setter for that one. I'd look at sending, again, 100 out a day. I'm just giving an example. I'd send more. Me personally, I send out from my company hundreds, maybe even if we're including all of the outbound stuff, excluding cold calling, we probably do like 1,000 plus reach outs a day, but on different channels. And we'll get to the other channels in a second. Cold email, again, 100 out. I would get this done offshore. Okay? This is, instead of you just using your time and effort, you're leveraging someone else's time and effort offshore for, $3 to $5 per hour to do this. And because of the currency difference, you're actually paying them even more in many cases than their average salary over there. And there's ways to do that, but it's the ideology that I want you guys to understand first. Okay, so there's cold email, cold calling, okay? And then there's IG, FB, and even TikTok. And I'd look at cold DMs, cold DMs, cold DMs. Okay? Because we're talking a lot about sales, and we're talking about, with this example, like how you can leverage, remote offshore talent to help actually complete these really vital tasks that's actually going to make your life easier. Okay? Cold DMs, okay? Cool. I had a few other things for you guys. Oh yeah, it's about to be cookies for you guys. Okay. I'm just gonna keep it on the remote sales side of things, because there's so many things you could do with coaching, because a coaching business is very similar to a marketing agency in an extent. You know, there's clients, you charge them X amount of thousands or X amount of tens of thousands or X amount of hundreds a month or upfront for 6 months or upfront for 3 months or some sort of package, right? Some of you could literally just look at my agency and look at what I do, right? And copy that. Speaking of that, remote. So we're still talking about remote sales teams, right? Content. Long form. In fact, long form, LF, short form, SF, and I'd get this done offshore. That's literally what I'm doing right now. Like, I make this video, and then like another 5, 6 people, maybe even more, another 20 people are going to use bits of this video, chop it up, slice it, make it funny, get negative comments about me going around the world and positive comments as well. There's going to be an editor that's going to touch this. There's going to be a thumbnail designer. There's going to be someone that's going to SEO optimize the video, right? So I'm getting 20 hands on this from, you know, just one video. Imagine if you're doing, you know, 7 videos a week, like a video a day, right? So how many channels do we have here? And we've just talked about some remote like sales leverage. We haven't even gotten too deep into like different social media strategies to generate more inquiries, different ad strategies, different generic sales strategies, right? I've talked about things you're going to get other people to do offshore instead of other things you could do, right? There's things that you can still do as the owner to drive the business forward, especially if you're sub 10K a month. Like what I had to do to get to my first 10K a month was make like 100 cold calls a day whilst working my job. That's what I was doing to get to my first 10K a month, right? I was door knocking. I remember being 20 years old. I was door knocking in Watton Street in Werribee, failing. It took me 3 months to get my first client. Then I got my second in the month after that. Then I lost both of them. And then I scaled my business to like, I think our first like 5 or 10 clients. I was about to scratch my first 10K month just before COVID. This was 4 years ago. I was 20 at the time. I'm 24 now. Then just before I was about to get that final wire from this restaurant in Williamstown, boom. Like I just missed out on that 10K. I had to pretty much go back to like a couple $100 a month because a lot of my clients churned. And it wasn't until I was 22, 23 that I ended up back at 10K a month. And, you know, now we're probably going to make our first 7 figures plus this year. But I'm 25 at the end of the year, right? Like, but a lot of what it took me just to get back to that level was cold calling, a bit of cold email. And then as soon as I got my first like 5K in a month, I started hiring VAs and virtual assistants, people offshore, to send out emails. And then once I got better, I started getting people to help me set appointments, okay? And I wasn't putting out as much content at the time, but now content's a massive focus. I think that's what's gonna get me to not even only 7 figures this year, but to multi-7 figures. I truly believe that. And yeah, I do this. Anyway, there's so many other things that we can do, but we're just talking about the remote kind of offshore stuff right now. You guys need to do this. But if you want personalized help, join the free group first and foremost. Like, steal all my information from there. It's like 25 plus videos. You're going to meet other people that have probably similar or non-similar businesses, and you can kind of collaborate and think together and learn from the 25 videos in there that talk about this in a deeper level and where to find people offshore and how to do it in an inexpensive way. And there's other things we talk about there. Then if you want more resources, there's another group called Mega Community Mastery. You get access to like 75 to 100 plus videos where I give you like in-depth like how-tos of everything. The scripts that we use to hire people, the scripts we use to onboard them, how to create company culture, XYZ, right? And then if you want one-on-one help, this is only for the big boy consultants. So the consultants that already spent the money, okay? Then we can actually give you what's called Mega Community Consulting, where me and my team literally for 6 months make sure that we implement the mega community infrastructure into your business. So you're going to have a remote sales team, you're going to have closers on your team. You're going to have social media flying out the door. We're talking about like, you're going to have 5 to 10 pieces of content going every single day. We're going to make it basically to the point where after 6 months, you'll probably never need to hire a marketing agency again. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do it inexpensively, but only do that if you're serious. You know, that's for people that are willing and ready to put down like 5 figures of investment, but minimum, by the way. But you do that, you'll probably be pretty happy with yourself. I'll put it that way. Anyway, join the free group for everyone else. Much love. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Think mega.